The first 2, 3, 4 years, you have to reinvest all the money that you are making on the way. All the money, every single penny, in order to improve efficiency on the business, the quality of the products, of the service that you deliver to the clients. The thing is that these 20% of the brokers that they got here to this level, they put a lot of efforts, a lot of time and a lot of money in order to get here. So this is why all these 80% of the Forex brokers, why they are not there? Because they think short term. They don't want to invest, they don't want to evolve, they don't want to find the right people, they don't want to pay to normal service providers, technology providers, liquidity providers. So they want to kind of cheap things, you know. They want to save here, save there, and when you save everywhere, in the end, so eventually the client or retail end user, what he's supposed to get, what he's supposed to receive in terms of quality of your product. I think answer here is very clear. If you try to save everywhere, eventually your client will get the same super cost efficient, low budget product. That's the thing. We discussed that 20% of the brokers, they actually cover, I think, 80% of the market. So it's a simple rule, everybody knows this. And what the other 80% of brokers, what they have to do in order to get to this position. It's just my personal opinion, of course, but I see that no matter are they regulated for brokers or not, actually what they can do, they can divide themselves by 2 categories, let's say regulated Forex brokers and unregulated Forex brokers. Then, if we are talking about regulated Forex brokers, potentially what they can do, how they can attract new users, how they can, you know, attract more and more clients, what kind of new products and services in terms of crypto potentially they can add into their trading platforms or their trading product. We discovered 3 steps. The first one, it's start accepting crypto payments as a deposits and start making withdrawals in crypto. Believe me, after this move, a lot of traders coming, clients, end users, professional traders, they will start working with your broker, because for them to move money is one of the key important elements. They want to feel that as soon as they trade and as soon as they made some profit, they want to immediately feel it. They want to withdraw it, spend it, and then they will send funds back and keep continue trading. So actually this is the one of the key elements. Second one, it's of course on the Forex market. Without leverage, the Forex market wouldn't have this volatility, and of course the one of the crypto thing why many brokers and traders, especially the traders, professional traders, they like trade crypto because of volatility. It's a tremendous volatility. One of the beauty of crypto CFD that you can short. You can go with the short positions and you can make money both ways, when the market is going up and when the market is moving down. So in both cases you can make money. So this is why it's one of the key elements by having crypto CFD trading asset classes, trading instruments into your liquidity pool within your brokerage, like multi-asset offer. Because in reality, you know, if you compare euro dollar and Bitcoin dollar, okay, what is the difference? In terms of the meaning and definition of CFD, there is no difference. You know, it's all the tradable assets. CFD, it's not deliverable, it's not convertible. It's all margin products, depends on the broker. You receive the margin level that broker is willing to provide to you. And in terms of like definition, it's, you know, nothing is different in reality. You can consider them as a different asset classes. So you got Forex, indices, metals, commodities, crypto CFD, single stock CFD, and ETFs. So for example, you got all these 7 asset classes. And if you are a regulated forex broker, you can provide trading on a crypto CFD. And many regulated forex brokers, they are afraid to add crypto CFD because they are afraid that the banks will close their bank accounts just because they start offering crypto CFD, which is insane if you ask me about this. I say to all brokers all the time that, guys, look, if all the brokers just close their eyes and add crypto CFD, I don't think that all the banks will go against all the brokers. So it's impossible, you know. And moreover, you can open backup accounts in all these AMIs because they kind of feel good by accepting the high-risk business because the banks, they consider even the regulated forex brokers as a high-risk clients. So this is why, you know, the crypto CFD there will be as a good addition into your existing trading products. I even know there's some facts that when the brokers, they do offer for the trading crypto CFD pairs, but they don't list them on the website in their trading product list specification. Of course, they have to add them, especially if they are regulated brokers, into their trading policy and terms of trading, but still they don't disclose this information right on their website. Only if you are a trader, when you logged into the terminal, so you see the trading CFD pairs. No matter are you regulated forex broker or unregulated forex broker, you have to add crypto CFD trading products. So you can choose any liquidity provider. Actually, you have plenty of choice who will be your liquidity provider. But of course, for example, if you are a regulated broker, you have to deal only with regulated liquidity providers. If your regulation is DFC Dubai or SISIC or FCA in UK or ISIC in Australia, so in this case, of course, you have to deal only with regulated liquidity providers. And for example, B2Prime.com, it's a regulated liquidity provider that is one of the part of B2Broker Group. We provide crypto CFD liquidity. It's a very tight spread. It's a sophisticated technology. It's a fixed API. If you are unregulated broker, then you can choose a lot of different providers, exchanges, but of course you can also come to B2Broker.com and we will find solution for you, what kind of liquidity you need, and of course we will be delighted to show our best comprehensive offer for the liquidity. If even you are the small broker, you can become a huge broker. What you need to do, just be fair, be transparent, invest money into regulation, don't save any money on the regulation. You have to become super reliable broker. Try to obtain as many licenses as you can everywhere. Whatever is possible, you have to do this in order to become a super reliable broker. In this case, and of course, all what you need to do just to keep adding new trading products, new trading asset classes, and new services, always keep improving your customer support, technical support team in order to provide better and better the client experience for your end users, traders. So you potentially, as a broker, you can run different business models, starting from just simple, I don't know, forex broker oriented on a beginners with the classes, with webinar, with education, with I don't know, just, you know, normal stuff. The broker for beginners. That's the thing. That's the definition, and you can easily run it, you know. And another class, it's let's say the broker, forex broker, which is focusing on serving professional traders. So in this case, you have to have different trading platforms. So besides of standard MT4, MT5, you have to think who will be your liquidity provider. You have to invest into your infrastructure. You have to take all possible professional platforms like MT5, C-Trader, Xstation, B2Trader, you know, all these kind of platforms which are very sophisticated. Also, you have to take the professional platforms or institutional grade platforms such as PrimeXM, 1.0, Marksman Hub, in order to provide access directly into your liquidity pool for the professional traders through fixed API connection. It's very important because most of the professional traders, they run their different arbitrage strategies, HFT strategies, carry trade strategies, inside intraday strategies. So there are a lot of type of traders, and they do different things. But the thing is, in order to satisfy their requirements, you have to have, besides of the normal retail-oriented trading platforms, you have to have also professional, institutional grade platforms in order to give them access to your liquidity pool. Then you have to have also very strong liquidity providers, right? So, because if you take just a low budget liquidity provider, it's, as I said earlier, you will try to save here, save there, what kind of product your end user will receive. So low quality product. In this case, you have to focus on the best players. And of course, you can consider B2Broker as the best. This is why you can consider B2Broker as a pure institutional liquidity provider. And one of the key aspects of B2Broker is that B2Broker is on the client side. B2Broker is with client, not against client, comparing to market makers. This is why our job is to identify all those market makers, crypto CFD brokers, crypto CFD liquidity providers, crypto exchanges, perpetual futures exchanges, market makers, to identify them, who are good, who are not, what kind of liquidity they have. Here is the weak liquidity, here's one of the best order depths. Here, if we combine these two aggregate, that's gonna be ideal combination in terms of spread and execution. This has to be backup, this has to be failover, this kind of connection we have to use, because here is WebSocket API, here is REST API, here is kind of just a very young, very small fixed API. Here is good technology. Here they use matching engine from this platform. These guys, they have limitation of their IP address request this much. These guys, they have another restriction. So you see, guys, so many nuances, so many details. And what we are doing, we are checking all of them. We are discovering all the details. We are digging deeper in order to find, identify, and illuminate all the discrepancies in order to deliver for you the best product on the market in terms of liquidity and in terms of technology. That's our job. That's what we are doing. That's why you, as a broker, you can rely on B2Broker, and of course we will help you to build your business model. And as I thought, there are so many business models on the market, starting from just simply brokers for beginners, then brokers oriented on the professional traders, and here, as I mentioned, you have to have all kinds of professional platforms. You have to have very deep, very sophisticated liquidity pool, which potentially you can take from B2Broker. And now recently I just explained how we achieve such result, what actually we are doing in reality. You know, in this case also you have to, if you choose the second type of the broker, when you want to serve the real professional brokers, so in this case you have to really think about regulation, because regulation here will be key. It's one of the key element, it's a super important. It's I don't know, it's actually all. And besides of the technology, of course, and besides of the kind of liquidity pool you have access to. And don't save money, invest into towards these sides: technology, liquidity, regulation. Then of course customer support. It's crucial. Nevertheless, that we are running online business, believe me, all the people, they want to be in touch. They want to feel that the human is there. It's not a robot, it's a human. And this human is ready to help you. This human is ready to support you. This human is ready to give you advice. This human is ready to resolve any of your requests. So you don't need to worry about, you just sit and let your team work with that. Let your marketing team to promote your liquidity, that you have a really reliable access to your liquidity pool. You don't actually let them down, you know, the traders. When it's the hot time on the market, when they need to execute the order, when they need to close the order. So at those very moments, many brokers, they fail. And why they fail? Because they try to save money. And eventually they lose money. So when you are saving money, this rule works everywhere. It's not only on the Forex market or crypto market. If you try to save money, you try to take something cheap or low budget, eventually you will get the same in the end. And I don't want users to work with such brokers. If you are a broker, please take the best.